So I did things a little differently. I taught everything live first because remember, I came from sales enablement. Like I've trained some sales teams in the past. So there are some things that I feel like I did better than a lot of people do. But for me, I think it's pulling your people and not assuming that the same thing works over and over and again. Like we had our program for probably about a year before we actively started polling our people and asking them, are you getting what you need from us? Like we just assumed because it worked once, it would continue to work. And then when the pandemic happened and, world looked a little bit different, not a little bit different, a lot different. It was like, shit, we need to make sure that what we're teaching is still relevant. So for us, it was not being afraid to poll your people. So actually with like Be in the Room, we have now a 30-day survey, a 90-day survey, a 6-month survey, and a 9-month survey. Like I want to hear over it, like, tell me I suck if you want to, but I want to know so I can fix it. So I think we're afraid. And I know I was afraid to ask. I was like, I don't want to poll these people. What if they tell me, like my ego was all up and like, what if they tell me that it's not good? Instead of being like, what if I can make it so much better if I asked? So for me, I wish that I would have asked for feedback more often. I feel like I could have avoided some tough spots or some situations with people where I'm like, I don't know how to handle this. Right. So those are some things I wish I would have done. I did teach live first, and I almost always recommend people do that because you think you know what you want to teach. Right. But until you hear the questions that people ask you or the gaps or, oh, I should have done that differently. So like, that's the one thing I usually tell people is always teach the first round, the second round, the third round live, and then go pre-record. So we actually did that in Social Sellers Academy. It worked out really well. So that's usually my first piece of advice.
Yeah.
My second one would be.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's the biggest waste of money ever is to record that initial content, teach everything live. I totally agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. I love it. Is there anything I can do for you? How can I help you in some way?
I mean, nothing specific. If you know anybody that you think would be a great fit for Be in the Room, anybody who you know.
I was going to say, can you send me a link? I don't have anywhere. Send me the link because I do think that is a real sweet spot. And as a matter of fact, I was just saying, like, I spent all the money with Kelly. Before that, I spent all the with my Kellys, right? I've invested an enormous amount of money that needed to be done. But at this point, I don't need to learn anything. But I had a moment the other day where I was really struggling in my business and I didn't have anyone to talk to. And I really missed being connected to high energy, like people that are looking to create impact. And I didn't need a lot, so I think that really is a really great gap. And, just between us, like I tried the advanced, but I didn't care for it. So, I don't quite know what's different necessarily from yours to that, but I didn't care for that. So.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it because I wasn't part of it, though I was accused of stealing their content. For me, the difference is it's not a network, right? This isn't about referrals. We understand that business happens through relationships, but I want to create relationships first. Like the example I've been using is I want my people to show up. I want the members to be in the room to show up with an open heart, not an open hand. And to me, networking is an open hand. What do you have for me? Sue, who can you refer to me? Who do you know? What can I get out of you? I want our people to show up with open hearts and leave with full hands. And so like that to me is the biggest difference from any other networking organization I've been a part of. I obviously don't know the advanced specifically, but for me personally, organizations that I have been a part of that were networking groups, it's what it was. It was a lot of people walking around with an open hand. I want people, with open hearts. So
yeah, I'm in a business alliance group, and it is like, who do you know? Who you're going to recommend me to? Like, there's a time and
a place for that. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing.
It's good, but I get it. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll send you an email with all the details. I so enjoyed spending time with you. Thank you for reaching out.
Yes.